Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Thursday, December 22nd, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. We've seen some pre-market selling pressure here, overnight selling pressure, and then pressure again at 7:30 a.m. with the release of GDP and initial jobless claims. Both of those here sending prices down ahead of the RTH open, with a bullish close yesterday and price currently below the midpoint of the previous session here. That could fire off some negative sell signals right at the RTH open, and that could turn things around here heading into the rest of the day. This level right here, the 39.20 level we continue to mention, has been significant resistance the last 2 days. We went right up to it yesterday and today. One tick away from it before seeing a failed new high and a backfill into yesterday's range. That's a big time reaction at 39.20. One of the things we mentioned before is 39.20 was going to be our major pivot, and if price couldn't reestablish back above that level, we could be looking at a continuation down toward 3,700 and that 36.39 key level below. All right, let's take a look here at the NQ. The NQ right now, big time selling pressure as well. You can see it's currently below the previous session's midpoint after a decently bullish day yesterday. Today, seeing price open below that level gives us what I call MGR sell gaps, midpoint gap reversals. And that's a heavy sell signal right out of the gate, and that could lead to additional weakness up ahead. One of the levels here that we've talked about here is the previous low right there. That's 11.068.5. That's the bottom of the recent key range here. Pushing through that level starts to open you up into the previous month's low. So right now, again, a heavy pullback here early on. That midpoint's going to be important this morning if you can't get back above that zone. Taking a look at crude oil. Crude oil is up right now 1%, and a big breakout from that narrow 6-day range in the prior session, a push through the 78s. Right now, seeing a bit of a pullback from the highs of the overnight trade here, but still continuing to expand to the upside. Is this going to be a pivot high that leads to another rotation down, or is this initial phase of expansion indicative of further strength toward the 83.50 zone? That's going to be something to continue to watch. As of right now, the breakout point here, 77.5, 78. That's the zone that needs to hold. So even if price were to pull back into that zone, you want to see bulls defend it for a continuation up. So that's going to be the pivot to continue to watch. If we take a look at gold here, the previous session we were looking for a digestive day and perhaps even a fade after trend day. We got a little of both, mostly digestive day. We were looking at the 18.20 level for a full fade back down, and it held that level. Today, breaking the 1820s, rejecting here off the FOMC key level from January, and now seeing a little bit of weakness. 1820 is going to be the key level here. Any pullback toward 1820 could offer additional selling pressure as this thing drops back within the range here. A very, very clearly defined 50-point range here for GC. Failing at 1820 starts to rotate you back down within that range. Lastly, looking at the YM here. The YM, this one has been a bit more bullish and in spurts. Yesterday, very strong. Here, a failed new high, dark cloud cover back down, and currently holding below the previous session's midpoint ahead of the RTH open. Again, to open the day below that midpoint would cause gaps down in many stocks and ETFs. You're going to see DIA and SPY and these others gap down below that mid, and that's going to cause MGR sell signals that could be aggressive right out of the gate. So that's going to be something to continue to watch here early on. Do prices stay below yesterday's midpoints? If so, that leads to more weakness, perhaps an outside day down. If it can reestablish back above that zone, maybe we can have a sideways to up type of day that still develops, but those midpoints will be very important. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.